Hey guys and friends, and welcome to another Crazy Faith Sunday. We're excited about today for several reasons. One, because it is the first Crazy Faith of this new year, 2022. But it also brings a couple of changes, returns back to our Crazy Faith segment here on the channel. So one of those is the fact that we are bringing the Crazy Faith segments back to the regular channel, the regular Find Your Crazy channel. For those of you that have followed us, you know that that's what we were doing in the beginning, and then as you're trying to navigate this whole YouTube world of how to get views and different things, there was lots of different places that we researched that said that our channel was kind of too diverse with the RV content and then the faith-based content, and so that we would be better off for both of them to split that into two separate channels, and so that's what we did, and it didn't make any difference. And so,
well, we thought that maybe some people searching for just faith information who are not RVers, which a lot of the people who follow us are looking for tips and tricks on RV travel or just our travel vlogs, but our faith component really reaches everybody. It really has nothing to do with RVing.
Reach.
So we really wanted people who might be searching for faith-based content to connect with us who aren't RVers. And because our channel had kind of been categorized as that, we thought maybe that would be a way for all the time that Jay spends on that to be able to connect with other people outside of that. But we're finding that not as many people are connecting as we thought, and so now we wanted to bring it back here because it makes it easier for everybody if it's on one channel.
So that's the first change or return. Like I said, we're coming back to where everything's just going to be right here on the main channel, and so still the Crazy Faith segments will be every Sunday. They'll just be right here with all the other content. So that's kind of the first return. The second thing that we're changing for 2022, which again is a return, is we're bringing Francis back to the Crazy Faith segments. And so again, if you follow us from the beginning, you know that we used to trade off back and forth. And then in our channel, we were trying to put a little more emphasis on our Tip Tuesdays, which Francis was trying kind of driving in that, and so I took the faith segment so she could focus on that. Well, now we've got that kind of rolling, and we found a good balance there between tips and maintenance things on the Tuesday videos, and so now that we've got that stable, we can bring her back here to the Crazy Faith segments, which is great because I know you ladies will really enjoy having her teaching back.
I'll be glad to be back doing it too.
And so what we're going to do with that, though, so one thing that we're not changing for this year in Crazy Faith is we are going to keep the series format going instead of doing the one-off messages like we did back at the beginning. When I took it over, I transitioned to series because I think it's easier for me preparing. I think it's easier on you viewing to be able to kind of follow along on something that is consistent and makes sense and kind of goes together, is progressive. And so we're going to keep that, but we're going to alternate teaching. And so one week I'll teach a message in the series, and then the next week Francis will teach, and then we'll just go back and forth. And so you'll have the continuity of the series and the progression of whatever we're talking about, but yet you get the diversity of having to listen to both of us.
Because we're very different in our teaching styles, and you're going to see that, just our diversity and how we approach the scriptures and how we flesh that out. And I do think that it's going to give a richer than just either one of us can bring, because Jay is very exegetical and he has a lot of background knowledge. He has a doctorate, and so he has all the information and all the education to back that up. And so I love getting all the information that he can bring, and then I have different things that are my strength. And so I think bringing us together, though there'll be very different styles of approaching scripture, it'll also show you that we all approach scripture differently, and there is a place for all of us, and we don't need to be intimidated or worried. And just because we're not able to do it like one person doesn't mean that it's not valuable and applicable to our lives. And so you're going to probably enjoy that and relate to maybe, hopefully, both of us in our different unique styles, and hopefully that will also bring us just a better fleshing out of the scriptures with you as well.
So that is the two things that are changing, the one thing that's not. And so starting next week, we're going to begin that. So this is really just an intro video. So there's not going to be any teaching today. This is just to kind of establish all of this back again and let you know what's coming. But so next week, we're going to be starting, and we're going to be kicking off the year with a series going through the book of Ephesians. We thought going through a book would be an easy first way to kind of navigate how this back and forth teaching thing is going to work. Give us a chance to get this format under our feet, and then then we'll see what God brings after that. And Ephesians is a book that we both love, and it's a great, easy book to kind of divide up into sections for teaching. And so we're basically going to be taking roughly half a chapter each week and just progressing straight through the book. And so I will kick off next week with kind of an overview of the book and what's coming. So kind of the background, that kind of aspect of it. And then the following week, Francis will start off with the first half of chapter 1, and then back to me for the second half of chapter 1, and then back and forth. And so it'll take us through about 13 messages, which is, a great little series. And we're looking forward to it. We hope you are as well. One other thing that we're going to be adding to that is we're going to be trying to give you a little more prep time, so to speak, on the messages. And so rather than just showing up each week and seeing whatever it is we're going to be teaching, we're going to try to give you ahead of time what you can be prepared for. And so in the comments each week, and
in the description
box each week, and then in the end of the video, we'll share with you, okay, next week we're going to be looking at chapter 2 verses 15 through 25, and so that way you can read that before the next week. And then we're also going to add in a couple of thought-provoking questions. So once you've read that, think through these two questions or scenarios, and that'll kind of prime you for the next week's teaching. So that'll be in the description box, but we'll also talk about it at the end of each video. And then we're also going to be posting it on our Find Your Crazy Facebook page every Monday. And so that'll give you a chance, if you're on there with us, that'll give you a chance to see that. And that way you can for yourself have read the passages before we sit down and start teaching on it.
And I think that just really gives more interaction. It will be a little bit more like a Bible study instead of just kind of a sermon series. And I think that helps all of us just to come to the table with our own thoughts, our own questions. And you can certainly use the comment box to post your thoughts, what God has said to you through those passages, questions that you have, things that you've been thinking through that would encourage the faith community that we're going to be establishing here. And also through social media, that's a great place to message us if you have questions or if you just want to share something. That's a great place to kind of hinge that off of, and we can answer your questions there, sometimes a little bit more than we can on the comment section. We can do that through Messenger and things like that. And so do be making sure that you are subscribed here so that you don't miss our travel vlogs, and you also don't miss our Tip Tuesdays, but now our Faith Sundays. You definitely want to be there for that. And make sure that you hop on over two places. One, to our Instagram, which is Find Your Crazy Journey, and we will be posting there as well, so that if you're an Instagram user, you definitely want to go visit us over there. We will be posting that reading on Instagram as well. And then also making sure that you're on our Find Your Crazy Facebook page. Those two are different titles. Find Your Crazy was already gone on Instagram. So make sure it's Find Your Crazy Journey on Instagram to join us on this Bible study, and Find Your Crazy on Facebook. And we will make sure that we post those there, and we are able to answer any questions and just connect with you there.
So that's it for this intro. Hopefully you're as excited about this coming year as we are. We're all looking forward to kicking off Ephesians next week. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, so that you don't miss any of this. And we look forward to seeing you back here next Sunday.
Bye, guys.